Good morning, students. Like our previous worksheet of chapter number 10, Respiration in Organisms, today we are going to start our next worksheet of your 7th class, that is your next chapter, chapter number 11, Transportation in Animals and Plants. In this worksheet, we are going to do various important questions regarding your transportation in animals as well as in plants. So the important thing is that you have to listen the video as well as to do these questions, important questions in your registers or notepads, which are going to be very helpful in your final exams. So during this online session, we are going to cover all the important questions given in your text, like your question number 1, which is just related to the name of the transportation system in human beings. Okay, so what type of questions you are going to get in your exams? That is question number 1. What is transportation system in human beings? You have to tell the name of the transportation system. Okay, we are talking about human beings, we people. So in our bodies, which system is responsible for transportation? Transportation means to move the things, the nutrients, the food materials, the important gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, to remove waste from our body. That system is known as transport system. And what we call this system? We call this system like circulatory system and lymphatic system. Okay, the two main transport systems are there. Now, through this circulatory system, we are circulating our nutrients present in the food, digested food, to all the cells. Then, oxygen gas is carried by the hemoglobin of the RBCs through this circulatory system, as well as CO2 waste is given out through this circulatory system. And lymphatic system is also helpful to remove waste from the tissues. Okay. Next question is question number 2. Name the transportation system in plants. Now, what's the system the plants are using to transport their material? Now, listen carefully, students. The waste product which is found in plants, that is mainly water, minerals, and food. Okay, and CO2 is taken by the stomata by the plants. But when we talk about transport system in plants, we are uh, related to vascular system. Okay, that is xylem and phloem. Xylem is responsible for the transportation of water and minerals, and phloem is responsible for the transportation of food materials. Okay, now next is question number 3 regarding this chapter, that is you have to describe the components of blood. Now, as we are talking about the vascular system in question number 2, that is xylem and phloem, they are responsible for the transporting minerals, food in plants. Now, in question number 3, now we are talking about the components of blood. Now, blood is the fluid which is found in human beings, which is carried in the different blood vessels. So, here is the answer. The various components of bloods, they are red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. Okay. Now, red blood cells, these are very important for the transportation of oxygen gas, because hemoglobin is present in the red blood cells, which is a great affinity towards the oxygen gas. Okay. Next one is WBCs. As the name indicate, white blood cells. These cells contains the fight diseasing cells. Okay, like lymphocytes, monocytes, which fight against the diseases, which makes our immune system. Now, third one, they are platelets. Platelets helps in blood clotting. Now, what do you mean by blood clotting? A natural way to stop the blood from flowing outside the body. Okay, when we get any injury, then these cells, platelets, they helps in blood clotting in natural way and stops bleeding. Okay, now next one is, fourth one is plasma. Plasma is the liquid part of our blood. Liquid part means fluid. Okay. Which type of fluid is plasma? This is a fluid in which all the cells like RBCs, WBCs, platelets, they are suspended. Okay, they floats in the plasma, and salts and glucose nutrients, they are also carried by this fluid. Very important part of the blood. So these are the components of the blood: RBCs, WBCs, platelets, and plasma. Now next question is question number 4. That is, you have to name the pigment which is present in RBCs having high affinity to oxygen. High affinity means binding capacity. High affinity means binding capacity, means oxygen binds up with a respiratory pigment which is present in the RBCs. Now you have to tell the name of that respiratory pigment. So that is your hemoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin is a protein which is made up of iron and present in our red blood cells. Now there is a great bonding friendship between hemoglobin and oxygen, because oxygen binds up with the hemoglobin, and hemoglobin carries this oxygen to the different cells of our body where respiration takes place. Okay, so remember that explanation is very very important. Listening to the answer is very very important, as well as writing of the notes. Okay, then question number 5, you have to tell this question in true or false form, that our blood vessels like arteries, they carries deoxygenated blood to heart. When we are talking about arteries, all the students, they know, during the explanation of chapter we have done this, that arteries are responsible for carrying oxygenated blood to different parts of the body, na? So here is your question, that arteries carries deoxygenated blood to heart. Now you have to tell this whether this is true or false. So this is a false statement. Arteries carries deoxygenated blood to heart. No, this is wrong, because veins carries deoxygenated blood to heart. Okay. So this is your question number 5. Now next we will do question number 6. Now in this question we are talking about very important blood vessels which are the branches of arteries, and they act as the middleman between arteries and veins. Okay, because in our body millions of cells are present, they are deep inside the body, and respiration takes place in every cell. Okay, so to provide oxygen, okay, in order to give oxygen to all these interior cells, we need special type of blood vessels which are very small in size. Okay, so what is the size of capillaries? Capillaries are the branches of the arteries. They are very small sized blood vessels. Only one cell thick blood vessels are these capillaries. Okay, so what is the size of capillaries? Remember that capillaries are one cell thick blood vessels. Okay, one cell thick blood vessels means very very small. They reach to the interior cells and provide oxygen to them, and they bring back the deoxygenated blood and pour into the veins also. Now next question is question number 7. You have to define atria. We call this atrium also. Okay, now answer is, the two upper chambers of heart are called atria. As you know all, that we have 4 chambers in our heart. The upper ones, they are known as atriums or atria. Okay, we get deoxygenated blood from all the parts of our body in right atrium, and we get the pure blood from our lungs in the left atrium, and left atrium is smaller than right atrium. Now next is question number 8. Define ventricles. Now like atriums, the two lower chambers of heart, okay, lower then atriums. Two lower chambers of heart, they are known as ventricles. Our right ventricle is getting blood from the right atrium, and left ventricle gets blood from the left atrium. Okay, left ventricle provides blood to all parts of the body through aorta. You have done this in the diagram of heart also. Next is question number 9. Name the instrument used for measuring heartbeat of human beings. Now what is heartbeat? Number of times a person's heart beat in 1 minute. That is known as our heartbeat. Okay, that is 72 times in 1 minute normally. Now if we have to measure this heartbeat, the doctors use a special type of instrument which is known as stethoscope. Now remember, stethoscope is the instrument which is used for measuring heartbeat of human beings. Okay, you can make this stethoscope by yourself also. Many students have done this experiment earlier in the classes. It's very easy to make this. In your NCERT books, you have given various hints how to prepare stethoscope at your level. You can listen the heartbeat from that stethoscope also. It's very easy to make. The next question is question number 10. Name the functional unit of kidneys. Now here we are talking about kidneys. Kidneys are the excretory organs of human beings where urine is formed. Now what is the functional unit which is responsible for the formation of urine? That is our nephron. Okay, nephron. Nephron is the functional unit of kidneys. Okay. In our respiratory system, we are talking about alveoles. The alveoles are the functional unit of respiration. Similarly, alveoles are present in the lungs. Similarly, the nephrons, they are the functional unit of kidneys. They are present in the kidneys. Excretory unit है ये हमारी. Now next is question number 11. Name the pigment present in urine which is responsible for yellow color of urine. Now as you know that normally the color of our urine is yellow. Now from where this yellow colored pigment comes, the unused proteins, they form urea, the main waste product of our body, which is produced by liver. Okay, this urea is of yellow color. Why? Because the bile pigments are also released from liver. They contains yellow colored pigment which is known as urichrome, and this urichrome is responsible for the yellow color of urine. Okay, so you have to tell the name of this pigment which is present in your urine, and because of this pigment our urine is yellow in color. So that is urichrome. The next is question number 12. Like human beings, plants also have transport system. They have to transport water and nutrients in the plants. Now in question number 12, you have to name the vascular tissue for the transport of water and nutrients present in the plants. That is xylem is your answer. For food, the vascular tissue is phloem, and for the transport of water and minerals or nutrients in plants, it is xylem. Okay, xylem has various cells. Later on in 9th class you will learn about the various cells which are responsible for the transportation of water and nutrients in the plants present in the xylem. Xylem is a permanent tissue. Okay. Now after doing this 12th question, the 13th question of your worksheet, next one is Question number 13. Now in question number 13, we will talk about the waste product which is given out through skin, okay, in we people, in human beings. So you have to tell the name of that waste product which is given out through the skin, okay, that is sweat. Your answer is sweat. Sweat means the salty waste liquid substance which is given out through our skins, okay, because our skin is porous in nature, it is semi permeable, it allows the waste like sweat, which is made up of water and salt, to go outside from the body. So what's the name of the waste product which is given out through skin in human beings? That is sweat. Now in next question, question number 14. What is system of excretion? Now this is your excretory system, okay. When we talk about excretory system, we should know the organs of our excretory system or the system of excretion. We know that excretory system is responsible for the removal of waste product formed in our body. Especially when we talk about urine, urine is formed in the excretory system, which is consist of mainly the waste product urea. Now the system of excretion or excretory system is consist of various organs. These organs, you have to remember the names of all these organs. We have done the diagram of excretory system also. In that diagram you see we have done all these organs. For example, you can write these organs in numbering. Number 1 is 2 kidneys, pair of kidneys are there. Then 2 ureters. Ureters are the tube-like structures through which urine passes into the muscular bag, which is your number 3 organ, a urinary bladder. Urinary bladder is a muscular bag which consists of urine, which stores urine. 600 ml of urine can you store in one time. Then fourth organ is urethra. Urethra is the opening of your excretory system through which urine passes out. Next is question number 15. What did sweat consist of? Now here you have to tell the composition of the waste liquid which is given out through your skin, that is sweat. What did sweat consist of? Very simple. The waste water which is not now needed by the body and is needed for the removal, that is waste water plus salts, okay, extra salts. The water and salts are present in the sweat. Now next, your last question, that is question number 16. Now this is mentioned in your extended learning and project activities of this chapter number 11, transportation in animals and plants, that is ECG. You should know the full form of this word ECG. Now ECG, many of you have already heard about this. What's the full form of ECG? Electrocardiograph. With the help of electricity, we can see the graph of our heart functioning. Cardio is related to the heart. Now, what's the full form? Electrocardiograph. Thank you very much.